is the SEN Inclusion Toolkit and who is it for?
Okay, so we really thought as a local authority how we could try and get clarity in all the schools and settings across South Gloucestershire about what really are the key principles of getting the very best provision in place for children and young people with special educational needs. And so Hilary Smith, who's head of education, learning and skills, asked me a year ago if I would contribute to this. And I've been in education for 41 years, and about 20 of that has been in special schools and in a variety of roles in schools as well as local authorities. And I suppose inclusion is just absolutely central to everything I do. So I was really humbled and excited, and that began the journey of working with other professionals in South Gloucestershire to really think about what is it that we need. Now, in the past, there's been handbooks and they're really useful, but we're in the 21st century. And the difficulty with a handbook is it's usually outdated by the time it's printed and it's in someone's office. So we really thought about who the audience for this toolkit should be. And the audience is absolutely head teachers, SENCOs and teachers. So this is a leadership tool and it's a teaching and learning tool. And what we've tried to do in the 10 sections is almost have bite-sized pieces. So as a busy head teacher, I want to know about the legal framework. I can click onto section 1 on the website and I can find that information in no more than 2 pages. So we really thought about in the 10 chapters what would be the key areas that schools and settings would need to really make sure that they had the right provision in place. So section 1 was really about principles, and it was about, well, why are we doing this? What is it about? And you'll know as a parent, and I know as a parent, that the Code of Practice, our 2015 code, which is being reviewed at the moment, there will be changes. There is a national review of what's working and what could be better. But the Code of Practice absolutely puts parents and families at the centre of everything to do with SEN. And we want this toolkit to move from rhetoric, so what we know we should be doing, to actually really doing it. So section 1 is absolutely setting out our stall. So it's about working in partnership with families and parents, and also providing clarity and transparency when a school is explaining the sort of provision that they're making. So section 2 is absolutely about what we all should be doing at each stage of the graduated approach. And it gives an evidence-based reference for schools and settings, following the principles of the graduated approach. So in section 2, you will see links to the Autism Education Trust, to the Communication Trust, to the Dyslexia Association. So it's all about now, at this moment in time, what is the very best practice that we can adopt with the very best advice and guidance. So in that principle section of section 1, you'll find things like a little bit about South Gloucestershire, so the national and local context. You'll find working with parents is absolutely in section 1 because that's a key principle. A person-centred approach is in section 1 because it's a key principle. The local offer is in section 1. So we've really tried to gather the very best advice about the why. Why are we doing this? What is it about? And it's really about, I suppose, trying to push our vision, Hilary's vision, that will only be successful in South Gloucestershire as a whole when we're all successful. And it's about collaboration, it's about trust, it's about sharing of best practice, and it's about evidence-based approaches and practice-led evidence, what we know works. So it's a toolkit that is growing, 10 sections, which we can talk a little bit more about in a moment, will be updated yearly. And we're at the stage now where it was published in July. We had our launch last week and 236, I think, people joined the launch, which was terrifying because I couldn't see anybody, but I could see people coming into the meeting. And it's I suppose we're at the stage where we've done all the hard work. If I like using the analogy of building a house, the toolkit allows schools to build a really firm foundation, and that's where we are now.